Hi everybody, thanks for joining me in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here to show you today how to make a triple layer card like this. It's pretty quick and easy to do. The most important thing is to get the measurements right and the placement. So I'll point you down and show you my work surface and get right to it. Okay, so what you're going to start out with is mats and the base of your card. So the base of your card is a standard, sorry, got something stuck in my throat. Standard base of your card. So that's going to measure 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to have your mats that are 4 1/4 by 3 inches and 3 1/4 by 2 inches. So those are going to be the same color as your base of your card. So again, that's 4 1/4 by 3 and 3 1/4 by 2. And then you're also going to have white cardstock that is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, 4 inches by 2 3/4, and 1 3/4 by 3. And then you're also going to need another piece of white cardstock to go in the inside of your card, which is your standard 5 1/4 by 4. So basically you need two that measure 5 1/4 by 4, one that measures 4 inches by 2 3/4, and one that measures 1 3/4 by 3. All right. So in order to get your layering to line up, so what you want to do is make sure that all of your stamps are caught in between the layers, and you want to be able to match them all up once you put them back together again. So you can see that this holly leaf joins with this other layer and they all match together. And that's kind of the look that you're after. So in order to do that, you want to take your 3 pieces of white cardstock and you're going to put just a little bit of tape down in the center of the layers. This is going to be kind of hard to see on this white on white cardstock, but I'm going to just put them kind of centered. Like so. And then the same thing with the smallest one. So after you stamp these, you're going to have to pull them apart. So you don't want too much adhesive on there. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually going to use the Beautiful Friendship stamp set. I'm going to use this large rose and some of the smaller roses as well. And then I'm going to use the Happy Birthday out of Here's a Card. This is a cute little stamp set. It has these great sayings for all year round, and it has sayings for the outside of your card as well as the inside. So it's a great one to check out if you need some word stamps. Again, that's Here's a Card in the current catalog, Stampin' Up! Catalog. And Beautiful Friendship. This hydrangea stamp comes out really pretty too. I think I've shown that to you in the past as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our stamping. So the base of my card is Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to stamp all of the roses in Gorgeous Grape. I did just re-ink my pad, so this is going to come out pretty dark. And I'm going to intercept all my different layers with that stamp. And you'll notice that you'll have some white spaces around. That's okay. This really should have gotten more of this image. So let me see if I can hopefully line that back up again. It is a photopolymer stamp, so if I'm really careful, I can line that up, get that where it belongs. Okay, that's a little bit better. And again, there's going to be layers or mats underneath these cards. So it doesn't have to be totally perfect. Some of that's going to be covered up with the mat. Okay, I'm going to stamp this one down here. And I don't have a cushion underneath my stamp, so that's probably why I'm not getting a full image there. Okay, so now I'm going in with a couple of the smaller roses. And these are the little rosebuds. Again, what I'm trying to do is make sure that my stamp overlaps some of those layers. Okay, now whenever I do flowers, I always need to add some kind of green. So I'm going to go in with the Pear Pizzazz. Just going to grab some little leaves out of this stamp set. I'll just try to get the leaves in some of those remaining open spaces. So even if the leaves are kind of floating, it's okay. It's just to get a kind of a contrasting color in there. Not everything is that gorgeous grape. Okay, I think that'll do it. Okay, so I'm not going to get my mats out here. So one trick to get these layers off is to actually take your card and give it a little bit of a twist. And that'll help release some of your adhesive. So kind of twist and pull, and that gets your adhesive lifted off. So that's a good tip to use whenever you need to separate your cards if you tape them on incorrectly or just want to replace them. Just kind of give it a twist and a turn and lift. Okay, so I'm just going to center these on my mats. And again, I'm just kind of twisting and pulling. That way you're not ripping the back of your cardstock or the cardstock that it's stuck onto. So you kind of want to pay attention to how you're pulling your layers off, because you're going to have to match these back up again like that. Okay, so you want to try to make sure that you remember which direction they were placed and how they were layered on. Okay, so this one is going to be adhered to the base of my card, making sure it's kind of centered. So again, I didn't like how that was put on there, so I just kind of twisted it and pulled it off. It wasn't stuck on there very tight, so it was a little bit easier. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put this one back into place, making sure that it's in the same direction as how I lifted it up. So I'm kind of matching up my roses in all the different corners. Get those right into place so you can kind of see how they all match up now. And then this top layer, I'm going to go ahead and raise up on dimensionals. Because you have so many different layers on this card, I don't think you would want to lift up all of your layers, but I do like to have the top layer lifted up a little bit. Looks like I ran out of dimensionals on here, so I'm just going to cut some extras off. Got to use up every little bit of these dimensionals. Doesn't matter what shape they are, they all work the same, so. Okay, and then I'm going to, if I can find my pick a tool. I'm just going to use the pointy edge to pick off those dimensionals. If I do it right, I can kind of stack them up and put them all in the trash at one time. I got most of them there. Okay, and this one will go like this. I can see that this little bud here is going to match up with this little bud. And some of the other ones are matching up as well. All right, so there's the base of my card. And then I'm just going to add a happy birthday to that. Let's see if I can find a piece of white cardstock. I think this will work. Here's my happy birthday. Let me see if I can find a punch handy to punch that out. This might be a little wide, but we'll make it work. Don't forget to use your punches in different ways. So this one obviously is made to punch out a much bigger piece of paper, but I can just go ahead and use the middle part of it and it'll work just fine. So there's my punched out image. And I can actually use a piece of the gorgeous grape to punch out the full image. And that way I have a nice mat for my punch. Like so. Let me adhere those together. And again, I don't want my card to get too bulky, so I don't think I'm going to add too many dimensionals onto this tag. I think I might just add it on here and add an extra dimensional here to make it the same height as this one here. So some adhesive there, and some dimensionals on this side to even out the height. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can make sure that you get in on my latest videos, and feel free to share my videos as well. I always appreciate it if other people can learn from my videos as well and join in on future videos. Just trying to realign my sentiment here. It didn't get taped on there quite right. Okay. So I'm just going to place this on like so. That way it's pretty flat. All right, so there is my completed card using the triple layer technique. Again, this is my original one. Hope you enjoyed my video. And again, feel free to share my video and comment on it if you have any questions, or if you'd just like to reach out to me. If you like additional information, feel free to reach out to my business Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room. I'd be happy to have you join us over there. You'll find out all about upcoming Zoom sessions that you can join with us for free. And I'll be showing featured cards at each of those Zoom sessions so you can make some cards along with us. All right. Again, feel free to share and like my video, and see you next time. Bye-bye.